サイケデリックパイオニアのクリストファー・ベイシュ博士のインタビューの一部をご紹介しましょう。ハンデラビです。
Watching this, read what he's talking about. But we had a very natural and easy communication for the first half of this interview. And we didn't go into detail about each of these individual journeys because that's why there's a book. We don't need to discuss that. What we were rather more interested in was the position that psychedelic renaissance has in our world today. We discussed that and how now we're definitely at a turning point in history where psychedelic research is really coming to the forefront. And perhaps there'll be more of that as you listen to the interview that's about to unfold. So in summary, we're about to hear from a man who, in a sense, if we were to interview an astronaut who'd just come back from Alpha Centauri after a 20-year space journey, and he'd done it alone, and he had been where literally no man had ever been before. He was an astronaut. What would we ask him, and how would he be able to communicate what he had experienced on Alpha Centauri? Well, again, it's a poor analogy, I understand, but that's kind of what it's like to interview somebody of the stature of Dr. Christopher Beish. And so without further ado, let's go straight into the part of the interview that I remembered to press the recording button for. Please enjoy and please read this book. And if you're like me, you'll get undying treasures from it. Those are the diamonds from heaven that are referred to in the subtitle. Here we go.
And therefore, our brain creates our consciousness. And so if matter is the only thing that's real, then as soon as our brain dies, our consciousness disappears, we disappear, we wink out of existence. And correlated with this is the idea that the physical universe is evolving by chance, random necessity, and the brutal, survival of the fittest. When one enters into deep states of consciousness that become available either through meditation or through psychedelics, one discovers a very, very different reality. One discovers that consciousness is not dependent completely on the structures of biology, that there are dimensions of consciousness which are beyond time-space physical reality, and that there is an intelligence that saturates the universe, which one can tap into. And so that my intelligence is part of the intelligence of the universe. The intelligence that we see expressing itself in evolution, in the formation of stars and galaxies and solar systems, is an intelligence that we can tap into. We can have communion with this intelligence. And most importantly, I think, we can, in that process, we completely lose our fear of dying. There is absolutely nothing to fear in the death of this physical body.